Good morning, everybody. It is Monday morning, May 11th, and I wanted to give everybody an update on how the beans fared through this last freeze that we had Friday night into Saturday morning. So locally here, temperatures got down to 32, 31 and a half degrees for a couple hours, and some of the beans that were first planted took a little bit of frost damage. So I went out. This particular field here was planted on April 7th. The beans are at a VC stage, which means that their unifoliates are out, and the unifoliates got hit pretty hard with the frost. So out of the 7 plants that I have sitting in front of me here, there's a couple of them that don't look very good, and they're probably not going to make it, but the good news is the good majority of the field is going to turn out just fine. So what we have here is a soybean plant that is frost damaged, and we have cotyledons that are still firm, and they're still going to be able to supply that soybean with plenty of energy. But we do have the unifoliates frosted off on top, and the apical meristem, the main growing point of that plant, is frosted. So that bean will no longer be able to produce a stem from that meristem. So what's going to happen with these soybeans is they actually will produce the secondary auxiliary meristems, which is basically they'll shoot a different set of growing points out of the cotyledonary node. And you can see this here, there's 2 small itty bitty little stems here that are starting to be produced, and that is where the beans will make their next stem essentially, and they'll have 2 different stems because beans have this mechanism that allows for secondary nodes in case of insects and frost and things of that nature. So it's an automatic reaction for those beans. This here is a individual soybean plant that actually had insect damage. I thought it was interesting while I was out there because it's doing the exact same thing as the frost. It's enacting its auxiliary buds, and it'll have the same thing. You have 2 different growing points coming out of the side of the cotyledon. About 3 or 4% of the beans look like this out in that field, and the cotyledons are no longer turgid. They've lost all their firmness. They're actually squishy, and this is a bean. If their whole field looks like this is going to be an issue. It's probably something that we probably ought to start looking at, potentially getting replant seed ready to roll. If the whole field is looking in this state or this manner, it's probably not. Replant is more than likely going to need to be necessary, but I don't think that's the case for many of the fields. So if you have softened cotyledons and the plant is actually really droopy, that's something that you need to get a hold of your area sales manager or agronomist and get them out looking at those fields. So wanted to give everybody a quick update. Things are looking good here in southeast Iowa and for the majority of our growing region for frost update. I appreciate your time. Thanks.